everyone, and welcome to Reel Me In, a movie podcast, where you didn't really ask for it, but hey, I'm going to give it to you anyways. This is a podcast where we talk about anything, everything, and, well, anything about movies. I'm your host, Chase Lee, and, guys, get ready to change your Spider-Man underpants to your X-Men underpants, because you're about to have an extreme nerdgasm. And my voice is cracked, and I apparently just dropped my balls in puberty. So, I honestly don't even know where to begin. We're going to start out with trailers like usual. I'm going to talk about a couple trailers that have come out that I thought were really cool. And then we're going to talk about the Marvel news that broke about Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. being... Holy crap, did you just hear that? Shut up. Okay, that's what happens when you do this thing live and when you do it next to the train system. Yeah, anyways, this show is going to feature heavily on the Marvel Civil War announcement, Civil War in air quotes, that Robert Downey Jr. is this close, like really close, like my fingers are almost touching. He is this close to signing to being Captain America 3 so they could set up the Civil War storyline? Maybe? And then DC... in rebuttal, the very next day, released all of their movies coming out until 2020, I believe. Holy shit. Okay, then after we get done talking about that, I'll give you guys my review of The Book of Life. This is the animated movie produced by Guillermo del Toro, and it's directed by Jorge R. Gutierrez, and that was nowhere near what that name is supposed to sound like, but that's okay, we're all friends here. I don't screw up that much. Well, sometimes. And then I'll give you guys the box office results for the weekend, and we'll wrap this thing up like usual. Alright, so before I start, the sponsor for today, for this episode, is brought to you by CobraCoins.com. They specialize in creating fully customized coins for any occasion. Seriously, you give them any idea, they'll create it, and you can have something unique that you can call your own. These coins are collected by video gamers and movie buffs everywhere. Seriously, you can put anything on it, just ask. No porn. No porn, I've already tried that. Cobra Coins is trusted by many police departments around the nation, not to mention the U.S. Coast Guard, the Air Force, and even your neighborhood-friendly Walmart. Create your customized coins today at CobraCoins.com and receive a 10% off by mentioning me, my name, Chase Lee, and it's CobraCoins.com, cold-blooded, hot prices. Seriously, just give them any type of movie emblem you want on a coin, they'll do it. I'm talking about you, Star Wars and comic book people. It's a good website. Check it out. All right, so let's start with some trailers that came out. And there wasn't really a lot that came out, but there's a couple that's worth mentioning. The first one is Citizenfour. This is the Edward Snowden documentary. If you guys don't know who this guy is, he is the guy that pretty much revealed to the public what the government's been hiding. And a lot of people think he committed treason. A lot of people are congratulating him and giving him high fives down the street if they can find him in Russia. And so it looks really interesting. I've always been curious as to what this guy did and stuff, and I would like to see a documentary represent that accurately. So I'm intrigued. It's only like a minute long, so I can't really go too much into detail. It just kind of it was like a build-up trailer where it was just like half titles and there was a clip at the very end showing him. It's like, hey. All right, I'm intrigued. All right, so the next one is A Merry Friggin' Christmas. That is the title of the movie, and it stars the late Robin Williams, rest in peace, sir, and Joel McHale and a bunch of other people. It doesn't look good. I'm sorry. It just doesn't. I don't know. It's just like a typical family Christmas holiday comedy thingamajigger bob, so... I guess check it out if you're drunk off of eggnog. All right, so the next trailer I want to talk about is In the Heart of the Sea, and this is directed by Ron Howard, and it stars Thor himself, Chris Hemsworth, as he looks skinnier and skinnier on every non-Marvel movie he does. And this movie is basically about Moby Dick and the story behind it and the crew of the ship and stuff, and it looks really good. The cinematography is especially gorgeous in this trailer, and it's directed very, very, very well. And it's Ron Howard, so he worked together with Chris on Rush, that was last year, and I actually really enjoyed Rush a lot. And it just looks really good. Visually it looks good. The story's intriguing. I've always wanted to see a updated version on this story. Chris Hemsworth, I've always thought he was a a bona fide movie star. Yeah, bona fide. I use that word. He's got that star quality. He's like a young Brad Pitt almost. It's insane. But it looks intriguing. Ron Howard's doing it visually great. I'm in. The next one and the last one, trailer to come out this week, is Top 5, and this is written and directed and starring Chris Rock. And it's basically about a comedian who was once at the height of his glory and now isn't. I mean, it basically resembles his life almost. But the trailer, it looks funny. It looks kind of heartwarming at the same time. You know, I always like when Chris Rock goes behind the camera and stuff, so I'm totally up for him doing anything. And the trailer intrigued me. It's got a lot of funny people in it. It's got a lot of just great talent. So, Top 5, I will probably see. Will it be my top 5 of the year? Probably not. Okay. So, the trailers have gotten out of the way. If you guys have seen any of these trailers and want to let me know how they are, if they're terrible, if they suck nut, if they're good, just let me know. Comment that place to upload my voice and let me know. All right, guys. Let's do this. You guys ready? All right, let's break down the news section. There's 3 news stories, 2 of which are very big, and one is, very cool, but, we'll get to the other 2. Third story, the one that's kind of small, Neil Patrick Harris is going to host the Oscars. Yay! All right, moving on. So, I'm actually okay with him hosting the Oscars. I have nothing to say about that. All right, do you guys want to start with Marvel or DC? Marvel, DC? All right, let's start with Marvel. All right, so, I'm sitting in my bathroom, staring at the wall. I'm taking a one of the bathroom visits, and so my phone is basically blowing up on Twitter. That Marvel is alluding to the Civil War storyline in Captain America 3, or at least the start of it. It's like the springboard, if you will. Now, if you guys don't know what Civil War is, it's basically... Now, listen up, folks. I am nowhere near a comic book enthusiast, so just chill if I get things wrong. And if you want to call me out, that's totally okay. I'm okay with that. So basically, Civil War is the storyline in the Marvel Comics where Steve Rogers, Captain America, and Tony Stark, Iron Man, take opposing sides, and they garner a bunch of Avengers, if you will, a bunch of Avengers characters on each separate team, having to do with like the reveal of their identity basically to the public. I don't know the whole backstory behind it, but that's basically the thing. Tony Stark, or Iron Man, is actually okay with this, and he agrees to take his mask off. And Steve Rogers, a.k.a. Captain America, does not agree, and so he keeps his mask on. He has a bunch of other superheroes that keep their mask on. So it's like an opposing war. And they basically fight each other, just like the title intends, so Civil War. And I don't know what Spider-Man's role is, but apparently Spider-Man has a huge part in Civil War. I don't know about it because I didn't read it, but that is the basic premise. And so it basically springboards this huge war between all of these characters. And so when I heard about this, I was like, yeah, I'm in. Are you fucking kidding me? Basically what Kevin Feige has done up until this point, the president of Marvel Studios, is that he's created this elaborate universe, and he is throwing curveball after curveball and throwing us with a different storyline. He's stretching this thing out. Like, he's basically going to make this a through storyline throughout the entire thing, which is awesome. And just adding Civil War on top of that tells us this, is that they're going to take this whole series into a direction that we've never really expected. Did we expect Civil War to happen? No. Because Spider-Man is a huge part of it, and no one wanted to see all their characters die off like really fast like that. And my voice just cracked again. My other ball just dropped. So, that's, like I said, that's the basis of the storyline. So the story was that, like, Robert Downey Jr. is, like, really close to signing a deal to star in Captain America 3. And it was supposed to be like a cameo. But then Robert, kind of lobbied for a bigger role. And he got it. So they might as well call it Catman or Iron America. No, because that'd be Iron Patriot. And I'm getting into like sweaty nerd territory. All right, back on track. But basically he's going to co-star in it with Captain America. So A lot of people are speculating that this will springboard the Civil War storyline. I'm okay with this. I think this is a fantastic idea. I think you should take risk, and I think you should do stuff that's unexpected. Because here's the thing. As much as we love the Avengers, Hulk, Iron Man, Thor, Captain America, face the music, folks. At some point in this storyline, and at some point in this franchise, they will stop playing their characters. They will stop playing their characters. They're going to either get too old or they're going to quit. It's going to happen. So I think a storyline like Civil War, pitting them against each other right now, it's going to be good. Because here's what Marvel needs to do. As much as I love their movies, I do. I think they're great entertainment. I get a kick out of them. I like the fact that every movie is it connects to the previous 800 they've already done. But they need to take risk. They need to kill people off. They really do. And I want someone to actually die for real. There was a meme floating out on the interwebs the other day that basically every Marvel movie has people that supposedly die, but they don't really, and they just come back. And this happened in almost every Marvel movie. So I want them to take a risk. I want them to off a character. You know why? Because it's going to happen eventually. It has to. There's no fucking way that they could carry this till the end of time with the same characters. There's no way. They're going to quit or they're going to die off. It's just the way it goes. And plus, it would add more depth to the story. It would add more gravitas to the characters and the depths to their characters. And so they have to kill someone. They just have to. So I think if they're going in the Civil War storyline, which I think they are, a lot, Variety is the one that reported this, and they're a pretty trusting website. And if they're wrong about this, we're going to all get pitchforks and monkey shit in our hands, and we're going to throw it right at them, just right in Variety's face. But I think with Robert Downey Jr. joining Cap 3, I think they're going to go to the Civil War storyline. Like I said, I've never read the book or the graphic novel, but I believe it will be a fantastic storyline to go to. It'll be something completely different. It'll throw us for another curveball, and it'll keep us interested in this universe because at some point, superhero movies will die off. So why not ride this horse until the sun comes up and keep it interesting, keep it fresh. And I think adding this storyline is going to be badass. I'm excited to see it. And my podcast last week, I was talking about how Spider-Man may be coming over. Guys, think about it. They postponed Spider-Man 3. They postponed Sinister 6. Well, I don't know about Sinister 6, but they postponed Spider-Man 3. Guys, think about this. What if they are going to use Spider-Man in Civil War? And they needed time for that, so maybe push his movie to 2017 so he could be in Cap 3 for a cameo? Maybe? I don't know. Listen, not going to happen in a million years, but what if that was the case? So that is basically the Marvel news that broke and where everyone basically jizzed in their Thor underwear and had to change it to their Captain America underwear. So I am excited about this news. Let's see it. I want to see if it's actually true. And I'll probably be giddy while watching it. So that was the Marvel canon shot from their studio. So now DC has got to counteract with that in this Marvel DC war. That's why I titled this podcast that, because this is a fucked up war for news. They are firing shots at each other. This is very it's noticeable. It's so noticeable. You cannot go to DC or Marvel right now and be like, hey, DC, did you really drop this piece of news because Marvel dropped this? And we're like, no, we had it planned. No, you didn't have it fucking planned. You guys are firing shots, and it's great. It's great to see you guys got balls and firing shots at their balls, and it's just a huge ball fest. All right, so DC dropped a huge fucking anchor on Marvel's nutsack the day after they released this Civil War quote-unquote news. What did DC drop? A big fucking bomb, that's what. You want to know what they dropped? Their lineup until 2020. Are you guys ready for this? Because I'm about to go down and tell you my thoughts on everything. And it's going to get annoying because my voice sounds like a 12-year-old middle school boy who's trying to sell candy bars in front of your house. All right. So DC comes out with this out of nowhere. No one saw this coming. And it's their lineup until 2020. So let's break this down. In 2016 of March, we're going to get Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. We know this has been coming. Can't wait to see it. The same year, in 2016, we get Suicide Squad. I don't know if I went over this last week on my podcast. I forgot. But basically, Suicide Squad is like a bunch of ragtag villains that are in a prison, and they cut a deal with the government, I believe, to do some good and reduce their sentences and whatnot. It's almost like DC's version of like the Sinister Six for Sony, or like Guardians of the Galaxy for Marvel. That'll be okay. In 2017, you have Wonder Woman starring Gal Gadot. Yep, that's coming. So basically, since it's 2017, that means DC will have the first female-led superhero movie before Marvel. Interesting. That same year is Justice League Part 1, and it is directed by Zack Snyder. He's coming back to do Justice League, and everyone's going to reprise their roles. In 2018, we have The Flash. Interesting, right? What's even more interesting is the person that they released as the frontman for this movie, and that is Ezra Miller. Now, if you guys don't know who he is, he was the kid in We Need to Talk About Kevin. He was also one of the kids in The Perks of Being a Wallflower, which is fantastic. It's a fantastic movie. Go check it out if you haven't. I think this is cool. And Ezra, I'm watching Californication right now, and I've been on my binge to try to finish it, and he also has a role in Californication. So this kid's everywhere. He's a very good actor. I am totally okay with his casting. Here's the thing. It's like if they picked a mediocre actor, we'd be kind of worried. But the fact that Ezra, is amazing in everything he does, I'm going to give this movie a shot. It's almost like he's going to sell this movie for me, for right now. So Ezra Miller starring in The Flash? Sign me up. I'm totally okay with that. He's a fantastic actor. I cannot wait to see what he does in his future career. So that's in 2018. Also in 2018 is Aquaman. My voice also just dropped again, so my third ball just dropped. And it stars Jason Momoa. This is the guy that starred in the Conan the Barbarian kind of reboot. That's all I've known him from, but I didn't even see that movie. I saw bits and pieces. But he's a pretty, burly dude. He is fucking ripped. And so, since they're going to go in the route of Aquaman as, the badass version that he's depicted in now in the comics, I think Jason Momoa was a fantastic choice. He's got the long, Hawaiian beach Californian hair, whereas I know that makes no sense, Hawaiian, California. But he's got the long hair, he can just whiff it on the beach, fucking Baywatch, And so, he's just oh, I'm Aquaman, man. And so, he's going to be really smooth, like a hippie. It's going to be amazing. But all jokes aside, I think he's perfect for this role. He's just a big dude. He's a good actor. So let's see it because he's been in a bunch of poop movies, but clips I've seen of him in good movies, I'm okay with. Because once I heard about this news, I had to look Jason Momoa up and see some of his work. So that's in 2018. 2019, two more movies. Shazam, which Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has officially announced that he is Black Adam for this film. Yeah, fucking 5 years away, and he announces this, and we have to wait 5 years. And then, also in 2019, Justice League Part 2. And what that tells me is that they're shooting this thing back to back. Oh, hell yeah! They're going to shoot Justice League all at once, and they're going to split it up into two parts. It's fantastic. I just think that's fantastic for DC. They didn't put all their eggs in a basket and just go for it. They just need to fucking risk it because they can't be playing catch up. I mean, they're already trying to play catch up with this list, but go big or go home. And so, 2020, we have Cyborg starring Ray Fisher. He was the Broadway actor that they brought on to play in Batman v Superman as Cyborg. If you look at his credits on IMDb, he's got 2 credits. One is a small movie that he did, and 2 is Batman v Superman. So half of his filmography doesn't even fucking exist yet. So I can't really comment on his acting. And in 2020, this is a kick. They're going to reboot Green Lantern. I think that's good. I think they need to reboot it. It's an interesting character. I don't know much about it in the comics, but from the Ryan Reynolds version back in 2011, anyone with a fucking brain can tell you that this movie has got potential. There's a lot of mythology behind it that will work, and I want to see a proper version of it and not some fucking fart cloud going through New York City trying to pulverize people with like someone with a face tumor that's trying to control it. It doesn't work. So Green Lantern 2020, I'm excited. And on top of that, Time Warner followed up with a tweet that basically said that does not include a standalone Superman and a standalone Batman. What the fuck? Okay, so your brain just exploded, and now you're picking up brain matter all over your floor. So not only are they going to squeeze in this whole list from 2016 to 2020, they're going to also have a standalone Batman and a standalone Superman. Oh dear God, are they going to be working their asses off? And I heard this from somewhere that the marketing per year on these films, like collectively for each year, $2 billion. Holy shit. That tells me that Warner Brothers is going all in. Go big or go home, fucknut. Like, that's basically what they're telling Marvel. Is like, they're going to put all their eggs in one fucking basket, and if they fail, they're going to fail hard. And if they succeed, they could be on par with Marvel by 2020. It's hard to believe. So, overall, what I think about this list, I think it's a good, solid list. I think, like I said, Warner Brothers needs to do something and just pump out these movies. Make sure they're good, pump them out. Get the public aware of these films. So, after hearing about all this, I'm excited. And my dick has exploded from, nerdgasm after nerdgasm. I mean, shit, you had the Civil War one, that was one day, and then literally DC drops their bomb the next day. It's too much, guys. Let's calm that down. Everyone that loves comics and comic book movies, listen. They have literally exploded, and now their parents are filing complaints with the police because their son or daughter's body matter is everywhere. They just exploded from all this news. It's just incredible. So, the biggest question, because this whole podcast is titled Marvel/DC War for this week. Who won? As much as I love Marvel, I think DC won. Now listen, we can't really judge DC right now because they've only come out with one movie to start their shared universe, which is Man of Steel, which I really love, and I'm not going to break it down again for all the fucking people that hate it. I said I had problems with it. For the most part, I enjoy it, and I thought it was a good representation of Superman. Minus the dialogue and Amy Adams' Lois Lane. So, the fact that they're releasing all of this by 2020, here's the deal. I will change my tune if Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice sucks ass. Like, sucks moldy, crusty ass. If it sucks that, their whole plan is shot. Okay? They might do one after that, but then they'll be very, very skeptical. Because everything in this universe rides on this movie. Now, if it's good, DC's got the one-up on Marvel. They are going to be just fine. And Marvel can compete with them healthy. So, I mean, Marvel's news is very big because it's going to take the universe in a direction that we've never seen before, and I'm always going to back up Marvel. I don't care how mediocre people think some of them are. I'm going to see every single one of them because I love the through line through all of them. I think they're entertaining. I think they're funny. I think they're action-packed. I think the drama hits when it hits, and when it misses, it kind of takes me out of it. But for the most part, I love all of them. Now, their Civil War storyline thing, amazing. I am so excited to see this. But DC just released everything from now until 2020. What the hell? So, and here's my little thing I picked up on, and one of the other podcasts I listened to kind of mentioned it, and I was like, "You're a sly bastard, you." I think I agree with you. The reason why DC has not released the release date for a standalone Batman or Superman film is I think they're going to wait for Marvel to drop their next big bomb, and then DC's going to slap them back with a backhand right and just tap it slightly on the sack. And they're going to be like, here is our date for the Batman Superman standalone. Suck it, bitch. So that's what I think they're waiting for. I think DC won this war. Slight edge over Marvel. But Marvel's news is still badass. But forget what I have to say. What do you guys have to say about this whole Marvel-DC war that happened this past week? Comment in that place that's right below my voice and let me know. I would like to know if you thought Marvel won or DC won. Alright, so getting the news out of the way, since I took up the bulk of it, I'm going to give you my quick thoughts on the Book of Life. I saw this on Thursday. I saw it in 3D at the screening, and I really enjoyed it. I'm going to just flat out say that. It's actually one of my favorite animated films of this year. I think it's visually beautiful. It is just breathtaking to see each scene and all the colors and all the detail in every single character, rock, clothes, like everything is so meticulously detailed. It's impressive. Like you just want to pause it to like look everywhere and try to just notice the good effort that animators put into this. And so visually alone, this thing is astounding. And I think the direction by Gutierrez and with the help of Del Toro, because you can tell his fingerprints are all over this thing. It's just visually impressive. I liked the story. I didn't love it, but I liked it. I think it's written well. I think most of the humor hits. I think for kids, I think kids are going to really like it. Of course, it is kind of strong and talking about death and stuff. Hold on. Okay, and breaking news: there is an ambulance traveling down my road, and since I live in the hood, I'm pretty sure some guy stuck a weed joint up some guy's butthole, and they're probably having complications getting it out since his whole fist is up there. Thank you for ruining that. Anyways, yeah, I really enjoyed it visually. I thought the story was okay. I liked the humor. It was very funny. I thought it was very heartwarming at the same time. And it was just... It sticks with you. It's one of those movies where like you watch it and you're just like, it's just going to be one of those animated kids movies again. But it's just so visually impressive. And I actually like the old style storytelling that I would actually recommend this to anyone. I thought the voice acting was good. Channing Tatum was actually my favorite part. He was really funny in his role. It allowed him to kind of just breathe life into this character, and I thought he did a really good job, because we know he's always been funny with 21 Jump Street and 22 Jump Street, so I was not worried about him. Yeah, so the other... so the other voice acting is, Zoe Saldana and Diego Luna, they're fine. But supporting characters like played by Cheech Marin, Gabriel Iglesias, and Dan Trejo, they're hilarious. So I just really enjoyed it. It was a very fun movie, visually impressive. Story was okay, but it was very funny and heartwarming. I love the voice acting and the music. The music was really good too. They took a bunch of current songs and they remixed them into current times, and I really dug it. So, guys, if you're kind of skeptical on the Book of Life, I suggest you see it. I'm going to go ahead and give it an 8.5 out of 10. It's a very strong movie. Very good anime movie. Let's put it this way. I live with an animator. He's one of my roommates, and he walked out going, that was one of the most visually impressive anime movies of the year. I agree with him. So, Book of Life, that is my thoughts on that. I guess I'll do it. I also saw Dear White People. This is the movie starring Tyler James Williams, who was the kid who starred in Everybody Hates Chris on that CW show. And basically it's about these 4 African-American college kids throughout this campus, and like we follow their lives and stuff, and how race racial stereotypes is planted all throughout this thing. It's almost like a pretty funny satire mixed in with racial issues that still go on to this very day. So it's almost like they're satiring the things that they're being stereotyped, but they're also pointing out very relevant issues on race and how we still do this shit today. And so I thought that was a really strong message. And for the directing alone, I really enjoyed it. The acting was okay. I mean, when the humor hit, it hit. Sometimes it fell flat. I thought the dramatic elements were pretty good. I thought, like I said, the whole underlying issue of race was very good and very brought to the forefront, but just told in a very satirical way. And the editing was really good. I really liked the way it was edited. It was edited with like a poppy freshy feel. I liked it. I liked the way it was put together, and the music was really good. So, but you know, the acting and stuff, and I like the way it was edited, like style wise. But it felt like a 5-hour long movie. The movie was only like an hour 40 minutes, but it dragged so much ass. Like the ass was like literally hitting the pavement and scraping for dear life. And there was just so much blood on the asphalt because it was just dragging so much ass. So for the acting just being okay, and like I didn't really care for some of the actors, and then having the pace of like a snail with cancer, I have to give it like a 6 out of 10. So that's my thoughts on Dear White People and The Book of Life. So if you have seen any of those movies, or have you even heard of them, comment in this place that's right below my voice and let me know. All right, guys, let's jump to the box office results for the weekend. My voice is already getting tired because we've talked about a lot of stuff today. All right, so number 5 is The Best of Me. This is the new Nicholas Sparks movie. It got $10 million for the weekend, and its budget is $26. Woof! It's got to get about $52 to break even. Good luck with that. You know, I like some Nicholas Sparks movies. There, I said it, but not all of them. I like some of them. Number 4 is Alexander and the Terrible. Horrible. No good, very bad day. And it got $12 million for the 4th slot. Its total gross domestically is 36, and worldwide it's at 43. Its production budget is 28, so it needs 56 to break even. So, I mean, it's almost there. Maybe it'll bump it up next weekend, so we'll see. And The Book of Life, I'm proud to say it got 3rd place, did pretty good, $17 million, and worldwide's got 25 so far. Its budget's 50, so it needs about 100 or so to break even. Come on, guys, go support that movie. I think you'll have a fun time with it, especially if you like animated movies, if you like Spanish folklore. I think you'll like it. All right, number 2 is Gone Girl. So it finally got outbeat by a movie this week with $17 million. Its domestic haul is 107, and its worldwide haul is 201. Its budget is 61, so it's already made its money back plus some, which I'm super excited for because I love Gone Girl to death. My girlfriend loved it. We saw it together. I really enjoyed it. I still keep thinking about it. It's just one of those movies where you think about it as soon as you leave the theater, and you start talking about it. So, and it's one of the highest grossing David Fincher films, so congratulations, Mr. Fincher. I love you, and keep making more movies. So, yeah, I'm just excited for you. All right, so number 1 is Fury with $23.5 million. It's only got domestic numbers right now for 23.5, but its production budget is 68. Ugh. So they need about 136 to break even. I don't know. We'll see. I don't really want to see it per se. I might see it if someone wants to go see it with me, but like I don't want to go by myself. So that is it for the top 5. It's kind of disappointing. Some good surprises, but you know, for the most part, it's kind of Dear White People opened up, like I said for my review. Did I say? I don't remember. But it got 344,000. Interesting. And Birdman also opened up with Michael Keaton, which I really want to see. It got 415,000. I'm going to see that as soon as it hits Dallas because I am looking forward to that movie like no one's business. Alright guys, that will do it for this week's episode of Reel Me In, a movie podcast. If you would like to follow me on Spreaker, just do that. Click that follow button. You can also find me on iHeartRadio. I'm floating around everywhere. So if you guys like this episode, spread it to your friends like a virus on the internet. Just tell them it's a good virus. It's not a bad one. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter to get updates on live shows and when I post these bad boys, it's at Real Chase Lee, REEL, Chase Lee, all one word. If you guys want to like the Facebook page for Real Reviews, where I post links to these podcasts and movie reviews and whatnot, it's facebook.com/Real Reviews with Chase Lee, all one word. If you guys want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, it is youtube.com/Shabootnik75, capital S, lowercase HABOOTNIK 75. You can create a song out of that. So you'll find everything on there. Movie reviews, I have interviews with celebrities, I have short films, I have web series, I've got just a bunch of random shit on there. You can probably occupy yourself for a good while. So, and I think that is it for all the social media. So I want to thank again our sponsor today, CobraCoins.com. Check them out, guys. And I will see you guys next week on the weekend of, what is it, the 25th and 26th? Oh, shit. Well, I don't know what I'm going to have that week, but you guys know the drill. I will have a new episode every single Sunday, and it will be over whatever's current during the week and whatever movies I see on that previous Friday or just whatever comes out during the week, I will talk about it. So I want to thank you guys for listening. You guys are awesome. I love every single one of you. You guys keep me going on this podcast every single week. Have a good night, good day, good afternoon, good crap on the toilet. Whenever you listen to this, I want to know. If you were listening to it on the toilet, just tweet at me at Real Chase Lee, and just tell me you're taking a dump while listening to this. It's okay. I'll still love you. So I want to thank you guys for listening one more time. I am Chase Lee. This has been Reel Me In, a movie podcast. This was a hell of an episode. So I'm going to go soothe my voice because we talked about a lot of stuff. I will see you guys next week for whatever I talk about. I'll think of something. All right, see you guys later.